Is the supply chain crisis a result of the nature of capitalism or the malignant nurture of big government? The answer should be obvious. The hallmark of capitalism is that economic freedom always allows supply and demand to intersect in virtually seamless fashion. A trip to Walmart illustrates how advanced technology sends digital information from the checkout register to the suppliers across the country, and the shelves are never bare. That is until big government inserted its malign presence in the form of COVID lockdowns. Retail stores were shuttered, mask mandates and vaccine passports discouraged in-person shopping, regulations that discouraged trucking combined with increased demand for online shopping exploded trucking needs. Government borrowed nearly $6 trillion, and the money supply, as measured by the M2, peaked at 27% last year, a historic high, and has averaged 15% growth in the money supply for the past 3 years. The ensuing inflation, caused by this government expansion of the money supply, cascades unevenly through the economy, adding to supply chain issues as businesses must quickly recalculate the rising costs of an inflationary era. If one is truly interested in what is causing the supply chain crisis, you must first acknowledge that government interfered in virtually every step of the economic production cycle. Government intervention caused this mess. COVID may have changed some behaviors, but the vast amount of the supply chain interference came from government lockdowns. The truth is this: government policies are what pushed us over the edge. As COVID spread, petty tyrants and power-hungry bureaucrats criminalized in-person commerce and locked Americans in their homes. As a result, we lost more than individuals. We lost our freedoms, our liberties, our vibrant small-town Main Street businesses, our children's growth and learning. For 2 years, our lives were held captive, and so-called health experts told whomever deigned to speak out that they were killing grandma, but you weren't supposed to notice because the government would simply send you a $1,200 check. When the lockdowns ended, individuals who saved their COVID-related cash distributed through 2020 were free to go shopping, and demand began to rise. Nobody should have been surprised. Americans were emerging from government-directed isolation for the first time in better part of a year and wanted to purchase goods. Instead of recognizing this trend, Congress threw gas on the fire. They extended unemployment payments unnecessarily, keeping workers at home. They sanctioned another round of so-called stimulus checks, and all told, spent another $2 trillion in new deficit finance spending. Meanwhile, California ports, America's largest, have long been among the most inefficient in the world. Extreme demand, driven by government spending throughout the pandemic, overwhelmed them. Ships carrying goods destined for American stores were left offshore. California laws banning diesel engines older than 2011 and laws limiting independent contractors combined to exacerbate the problem. Anyone interested, truly interested in fixing this supply chain fiasco should look to the one economic system that has created more wealth, more prosperity, and lifted more people out of poverty than any other: capitalism.
Thank you very much. We'll now go